And that really happened.
Wow. Wait, did you please tell me you called her at some point?
Not only did I call her, we hooked up and did the wild thing.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Gentlemen, seriously, thank you so much for doing this. I was raised on you guys, so the fact that I get to talk with you both together at the same time is a massive honor. So seriously, thank you so much.
That's a very funny statement to think of your parents raising you on these two people.
I grew up down the street from a video store, and I had a VHS copy of Coming to America. And so my parents worked all this. You guys were basically my babysitters growing up. So my parents appreciated the free babysitting. But seriously, thank you so much for the time. Mr. Murphy, I was always been fascinated with an actor's process of returning to a character. And if the experience differs depending on who the character is, how was reprising Akeem different than the process of reprising Axel Foley or Sherman Klumper or Reggie Hammond?
It not different. It's all the same. And for me, I always, I kind of turn it on when I'm on the set. So I can always go right back into whatever the character is.
If I were to run into you on the streets 10 years ago and say, hey, can I say hello to Akeem? Like, you can turn it on like that?
I wouldn't turn it on.
I would never ask you to.
If we were shooting, if you came up to me and said, we're doing a scene and you had boom, action, I can just do whatever, any of my characters, any character.
Incredible. That's incredible.
It's not as incredible as you may think.
Once you put on the wardrobe, we had the most incredible stylist on the planet. Once you put on the wardrobe, you almost are in the character. And, I work with the king of Zamunda on the set. My friend is the GOAT of comedy, so I'm used to dealing with him as the king. You put that wardrobe on me, I'm there immediately.
Well, I want to take it to that next step because I love the secondary guys that you play. In fact, I love the secondary characters that you play in this movie more than I love most people's primary characters, the guys in the barbershop and Reverend Brown and Randy. And I've always wondered how much you flesh those guys out. How much of a backstory do you give all of them? Do you give them the same time and consideration that you give Akeem and Sami?
Yeah, those characters for me, they happen in the makeup chair with Rick Baker. He starts the process, and once he's about 90% of what he's Rick would start asking me questions like, so how you doing? And I would start just riffing stuff, and I try different voices until I find a voice that looks right, and then by the time he's finished, I have a whole character out.
Hey, Jake, there was a time when we first put the barber characters on. We were at Paramount. We threw black suits on and took a walk around the lot. And Eddie, it proved to us how incredible this stuff was. Eddie talked to an elderly lady and got her phone number as Clarence the Barber. And that really happened.
Wow. Wait, did you please tell me you called her at some point?
Not only did I call her, we hooked up and did the wild thing. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
That's amazing. That's an unbelievable story.
Hey, we
ran
to Rick Baker. Actors that we know on the Paramount lot, and they didn't know they were talking to Eddie.
Come on. Did you? I'm assuming you had to have told them at some point. What was their reaction whenever you?
I only came out of it once with when I did it to John Amos. I came out of it and started laughing. But usually when we were talking to a stranger or somebody on the lot, I stayed in the character.
That's unbelievable. And as we wrap up, Mr. Murphy, long before there was sort of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think you could argue that there was the Eddie Murphy Cinematic Universe. And I've always loved the idea, even growing up, that Coming to America and Trading Places exist in the same universe. And I was wondering, do you ever consider having Akeem and Billy Ray Valentine ever meet? And sort of expanding on the idea, your movies existing in the same universe, did you ever want any of your characters?
Not Billy Ray Valentine. There was a scene in this Coming to America that we just did. There was a scene where the Klumps, remember the circumcision scene? And originally the Klumps kind of popped up in that scene, and it was too hard in the long run. It was too hard to left, and it would have been too expensive to do. So, but yeah, they were in this thing.
That's unbelievable. That's absolutely, seriously. I got to tell you guys, this was truly, truly an absolute honor. I've been geeking out all day about the chance to get to talk to you. So seriously, thank you for being my babysitters growing up.
Hey, Jake, as your former babysitter, how did you like the movie?
I can tell you, I was nervous going in, and I had a lot of people on standby for about 2 hours to be like, say, like, because we all grew up on it. And there was so much relief to be able to text them, guys, like, you're going to love it. You're going to be, because I got to tell you, I do junkets every single day, and I can't tell you how often I got to text them and go, guys, like I'm going to save you 2 hours. Let me save you 2 hours. So seriously, thank you for seriously making, I needed the laugh. So I appreciate it. And I love you guys. And seriously, you guys are the best.
Hey, Jake, the second time is even better. Because if you went in there and like if you liked the first movie and you went in there going like, I just want to see, make sure they didn't fuck it up. When you watch it the first time, you don't really get it all. Now you go, okay, if we realize we didn't fuck it up and watch it a second time, you'll hear all this other laughs that you missed.
Well, I still catch stuff and come in the original film after having seen it 100 times. I feel like I still catch jokes that I never thought I was going to be. And I promise if I ever run into any of you guys, I promise to not ask you to do your characters. I would never be that guy. But seriously, guys, what an honor. And I really hope you and your families are doing well.
Yeah, man. Same to you, Jake.
Let the room say amen.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.